It's good seeing everybody today. So welcome to the March team meeting. Come on, arrow button. You can do it. No, you can't. There it is. All right. So as always, we want to kick off the meeting starting with a little bit of gratitude. Anybody got anything they're grateful for that they want to share?
Amanda is just amazing. As I meet with her for tech, just anytime I meet with her, she just takes the extra time. And then also Rich, just the best broker we could ever ask for.
True. Yeah.
Second that.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up Richmond. I just want, if people don't know, like if people got to go yesterday to the thing at Star, Rich has been behind that to find out all the details, what's going on with the townships and the city of Canton. So just we need to realize what we have in Rich and what he's doing in Star, because he's also the government affairs director. And so kudos to him. I'm really appreciative of him. So but that good matter.
Anybody got anything else they want to share? Liz.
I am grateful to Brent entering into a very casual conversation a few weeks ago about his church, and I asked him where that was, and we started to attend, and it's home. So thank you for being.
Right. We're so happy you're here. I don't know why it's been giving feedback. It's muted 7 different ways from Sunday, but
I see all of you. All of you.
yeah.
Hi, this is Tracy. I have
While you're
gratitude.
still doing that, that's okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank everyone for the prayers and so many people like brought me soup and coffee and just well wishes, and I'm back and walking and driving as of yesterday, so just thank you.
What's that?
I can't feel my foot, so I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
You just got us a quick patch on your right place.
I took this out when I'm leaving
This
today.
system muted on the
No,
computer,
thank you
it
guys.
was turned on at one night. It's still.
We'll get through. All right, anybody else? Sorry, go ahead, Caitlin.
I just want to say thank you to Melissa Stanford. She's not in the room, or maybe she's on Zoom. And in general, just like all of our other offices other than Canton, because I had a listing coming up in Worcester, and I was able to reach out to her and just ask her a couple questions, because I'm obviously not in Worcester all the time. So the culture at KW is so awesome. You can reach out to literally any agent. And if you're in Tusk, if you're in Worcester, wherever, and they'll be willing to help you out. So
Awesome. That's what we're all about. Like, yeah. I pass that along tomorrow. It's just not on the Zoom. Okay. As always, we want to talk about our Y4C2Ts. This month, I wanted to kind of hone in and focus on the trust. And trust starts with honesty is a big one. I think I was just having a conversation the other day in regards to an agent that had a buyer under contract, and the home inspection revealed a ton. And they were kind of like, how do I go about it? And it was always like, you start everything you do, every conversation you have with, I believe anybody starts with honesty, right? You can't come from a place of servant leadership or love people if you're not honest with them. So I think that's how you build that credibility. You build and maintain and grow a relationship is with trust and honesty. So anybody got anything they want to add to that? This is super annoying.
Yes, it is. I want to thank
I have no ideas.
Thank you.
I just hear me.
Now you know how we feel.
Listen, trust me, Rich. I know. PA compliant. And also just want to throw up there too, because we don't have a slide for that yet, but we need to add one in. When you're dealing with AI, it is your responsibility to check and make sure everything is accurate. Just because AI spit it out, when you put it out, it's on you. If you're on Zoom, welcome. Glad to have you here. For the best Zoom experience, utilize the pins. And use the chat feature if you have any questions that may arise during the meeting. And with that, we bring up Ashley. Welcome our newest agents.
We had 7 agents that onboarded in the month of February. We have Ben James that is with the Tusk office. Amy Hicks went to the Ross team. We brought on Kathy Murphy, Josh Shen, who is with the Holmes group. Leah Phillips was with the Rock team. Vicky Kasunik, and then Robin Hansen.
And then to talk about profit sharing, cappers, and a few others, Cassandra.
All right, in February, we profit shared $15,529, which makes our 2026 total $25,962, which is great. And then we did have quite a few pit cappers in February for what was honestly a slow month. We had Beth Berkey, Brianna Beatley, Eric Henry, who I know I've seen, and Landon Camban out of our Tusk office. We also had Lori Shosted, Michelle Knight, Sadie Schofield, and Sam Hopper. Okay, February top producers. It was a slow month. February was hard, and a lot of you did a great job. If you were on this list, could you please stand? Give yourself a little round of applause. I think that's all I have today.
That is it. Thanks, Cassandra. And congrats to all the cappers and top producers, both in and out of the room. Next up, we got Rich. Talk about a few things that he may have already been talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, just a few things. Kansas City Water, that's our big one. I don't know how much I need to touch on the Kansas City Water issue because we've had plenty of town hall meetings and emails and all that fun stuff. But basically, the 2 questions that you need to ask your client if you are unfamiliar with what water service they have is basically, where's the house located? Is it in Perry Township? If the answer is yes, I'm in Perry Township, and what water service do you have? And they say I have Canton City. Just know that you are not selling that house anytime soon because it will not have water. So when they transfer the deed, you will not get water. Your buyer will not. And I think that's really important. We have a disclosure that Star came up with for brokerages to use because it does affect Plain Township, Jackson Township, and Canton Township. Though those trustees will say to you, we will get water, and you have to sign a water application that says that your parcel will be annexed into the city if and when that time ever comes that is contiguous to the city of Canton. So it may not be in our lifetimes, but your clients need to know that they're signing this document saying that they're willing to annex into the city. The trustees are saying, hey, we have things in place that they can't really do this, but if you want water, sign the form. That's essentially what they're saying. We've had several, I think there's 3 houses that we know of in Perry Township right now. They're actually drilling wells, so they don't have to sign, and they're not going to be a part of this. So if you have questions, reach out to me, but really those are the 2 biggest questions. You're getting water anywhere else if you have Kansas City, but if you're in Perry Township and you have Kansas City Water, you're not getting any water. There are 11 houses right now that were under contract that have fallen through because of this. So anything, and I'll get you a second, anything, if you can just think of the intersection of Perry Drive and Lincoln Way, or Tusk, whatever you want to call it right there. Anything east of that has Canton City Water in Perry Township. Anything west of that has Aqua Ohio. So don't shy away from Perry Township listings altogether. If you understand what the water service is, maybe they have a well, maybe they're willing to drill a well. But find out. We know that this is a problem. We are really doing everything we can. There is no resolution. Perry Township and the mayor's office are just fighting each other, and there is no resolution in sight. At the moment, the long term is hopefully they'll have Aqua Ohio and we'll never have to deal with this again. But that's 18 months out. Rachel?
Tiffany Pepper did say that if you look at water, like the fire hydrant,
Mhm.
if it's red and yellow, it's Aqua Ohio. If it's red and black, which is McKinley's colors, it's Canton City Water.
Yep.
So if you're not sure, if they're not sure, they should know if they're paying a bill, but.
That's a great way to do it, yeah.
There you go.
And there is a GIS map online. You can actually see where the water laterals are, the sewer laterals. You can find all that. I can get you that information, but it is out there. But that's a great way to do it. Yes, Mike.
I know they're not mentioned, but I know Lake Township does have Kansas City Water.
Mhm.
Do
Lake Township is not contiguous to Canton City. So there's no way for them to annex part of Lake Township, but you're right, Hartville Kitchen, all of them, believe it or not, they actually have Canton City water. You'd think they have Hartville water, but they don't, they have Canton City water, so the Canton City water lines are everywhere, so, yeah.
Are we seeing like sellers offering any sort of credit to literally dig a well whenever?
So we have a seller right now that is willing, they're paying the $13,000 to have a well put in so that they don't have to worry about this and can still sell their house in Perry Township. Yeah.
How does it affect like current owners at this point?
The current owners, you can keep your water service and you're fine. You don't have to sign anything to annex in, so I'll take this a step back. What we've learned is something that I was unfamiliar with, you're probably unfamiliar with it, or you may be aware of it. I just assume that if there's a water line coming to my house, you have to service me, right? I'm just assuming my electric line coming to my house, you have to service me. Somebody does. I don't get to choose that. And so I thought the same thing was true with water. It is true that nobody else is going to service you because of that water line. However, city municipalities are not required to offer any utility outside of their actual incorporated area. So outside the city of Canton, it's elective. And they do make money. Their water department does make money from this. You're charged a much higher rate if you're outside the city of Canton than you are inside. So they're making money on it, but there's no legal obligation. At any point in time, they could come to any consumer and say, we're not servicing your property any longer. Now, they're supposed to give notice. We don't know what that notice is. That's part of what Perry Township is filing an injunction for today, is to say, you didn't give us ample notice. You didn't give our residents notice. You just shut it off, basically. So that's the scary part about it, is anywhere in Ohio, under the law, a city utility can shut off anybody's utility at any time with advance notice. There is no legal obligation that they have outside their city. That's what the city is standing on right now.
We have
Yes.
a question on Zoom.
Yep.
Outside of Perry, if they agree to annex to the city, what are they agreeing to? Taxes, anything else?
Yeah, so right now, unless they are contiguous to Canton City, they are not agreeing to anything other than saying that in the event that Canton City ever touches the parcel that they have, if it does, within 30 days, they will file an application for annexation and it will be approved and you will be annexed into the city. What comes with the annexation is your school districts stay the same. You're still going to have your schools. What you won't have is you won't have your, possibly in years to come, you won't have a police department, a fire department, or anything like that. It's going to be Canton City or Massillon City or North Canton City, whatever it is. That's who would actually take care of your roads and your police, fire, and EMS. So essentially what the city is trying to do is grow, because they make 2.5% income tax off every single person in the city and those businesses. So you know, right now, if you live in a township and you work in a township, we pay you from a township, Jackson Township. You don't have a city tax. If you are annexed by Canton City or another city, you will be paying the 2.5% income tax. Yeah.
Who's the other water company?
It's Aqua Ohio. That's the only other one that we're aware of at the moment.
And you can't, as an individual homeowner, just contract with that company.
No, no, it's the same thing, unfortunately, just like your electric. If you are in the west part of the county, you might have Ohio Edison. If you're in the east part, you have AEP. You don't have a choice. It's whoever is servicing that area. The same thing with Massillon Cable versus Spectrum Cable. Same thing. You don't have a choice.
So if you're in the east part and have Canton City Water up Perry, can you sign that and be annexed?
No.
No, okay,
No.
you use that.
Perry Township is completely siloed, completely separate. The mayor's office and the trustees are feuding it out right now. You will not get water, whether you sign that form or don't sign that form, if you are in Perry Township and have Canton Water. That's as of today. We don't know what it'll be in the future, but we do know that Plain Township and Perry Township are both talking to Aqua, so that hopefully this doesn't happen in Plain Township also. Yeah. Lots of unknowns, unfortunately, but that's the biggest thing that you need to understand as the agent is, if you're going to show a property that's in Perry Township and it has Canton City Water, you have a duty to disclose that they will not be guaranteed water. Now, we may be past this in a few weeks. Who knows what'll happen? As I mentioned, Perry is filing an injunction saying that Canton City didn't give them adequate time to find an alternate water source. So if the courts intervene, maybe they'll have to turn on these 11 people's water. And we know we're fighting this not because we live in Perry Township, but we're fighting this as the realtor organization, because we have, a perfect example is we have an elderly lady who is trying to get on Medicaid and she can't sell her house to get on Medicaid, but she can't live alone and she can't pay for her nursing home because she can't sell her house. Like these are real situations that we're fighting for here. That's why we're involved.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Canton City Water?
Okay, I do have one more.
Yeah.
So what would it take then for Aqua to be able to take over Perry? Like,
Yeah.
how do you say, okay, you're out, Canton City?
So from talking to the trustees in Perry, it sounds like what has to happen is all of the infrastructure within Perry Township that is owned by the city of Canton has to be appraised and evaluated for the condition so that they can come up with a value overall. And then either Perry Township or Aqua Ohio will have to buy all of that infrastructure. But then you also have easements to deal with that are on people's properties. So those are Canton City easements. They would transfer, but there's a lot. That's like an 18-month, they're saying 18 to 24-month process before they'll even have any kind of answers for Aqua to take that over. Yeah. And that's if Canton City's willing to sell it. I don't even know that they are, right? I mean, these are all, there's so many questions and so many unknowns. So anything else with that? Okay. All right. Wholesaling disclosure. So the wholesaling disclosure came out on March 2nd. I say it's a disclosure. Surprise, there is no form. It is not really a disclosure. It is a disclosure that a wholesaler actually has to come up with on their own, or their attorney has to come up with. The Ohio Revised Code, I think it's was it Senate Bill 155, page 6 and 7, has all the outlines in it of what the wholesaler has to put in their disclosure. The reason I bring this up is because I know from our title company's perspective, we learned that they are not letting deals, well, it's not them. They are trying not to be involved in this, I want to say. Unfortunately, the underwriters are requiring that our title company, along probably with others, they are saying that if it's a wholesaling transaction, you must have this wholesaling disclosure or we're not closing the deal. So it's unfortunate that the title companies have to get involved with this, but that is what's happening with the underwriter. I'm assuming if it's happening with them, there's only so many underwriters. It's happening with all of the real estate companies. One of the things to be aware of, we should not be engaging in wholesaling as licensed professionals. There is a way to do it if you're representing a buyer, but if you're representing a wholesaler in a sale, and they have no intentions on closing with that homeowner, you have a duty representing that homeowner to explain that to them. So I just want to be very clear, the form is going to look different for every single person unless somebody happens to come up with a single form that looks the same. They can all look different. Sam, I don't know if you guys are touching on that or Jill at all, if there's anything. Yeah, okay, well, we're going to talk about that too.
That just actually confirmed that you guys were going back and forth with like,
Yeah.
we weren't thinking that we were gonna need to require it, and then the verbiage changed and now we are gonna require it, so.
So
Yeah.
just be aware of it. The fair housing disclosure, that disclosure is specific to the state of Ohio. It is coming out on April 3rd, I believe it is. It is already in .loop. Start using it now. It's called the anti-discrimination disclosure. It is in alphabetical order. It is only in the listing documents. It's only in the listing documents because only the seller has to sign that. The buyer does not have to sign it. There's not a spot for a buyer to sign it. You do not need to provide it to a buyer. It is only so that sellers don't discriminate, and that's what it's called, is anti-discrimination. We will give a grace period until the 3rd of April when it's required. You can use it, not use it, but I would highly recommend that you get in the habit of using it because it will be required for compliance after April 3rd. If you don't have it in your listing packet, you will not get paid. It's the same as anything else. This is Ohio Revised Code. We have to provide this document. Are there any? Yeah.
Should we update current listings with that?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. If you're going to have a listing that's active on April 3rd, you might as well just get it signed now. If you have something under contract, don't worry about it if it's going to close before then. But if it is active as of February 3rd and it's active anytime after that, you'll be required. So you might as well get it signed now. Yeah.
Another Zoom.
Yeah.
I believe this person is going back to the water issue
Okay.
and says, so to make sure we have to disclose the water issue on a document only if they buy the home. They don't have to disclose anything, correct?
Well, I mean, personally, I would disclose to any potential buyer of whether they're looking in Perry Township, Plain Township, Jackson Township, even though the trustees are saying that you won't be annexed in, I'd be very upset if my realtor knew that this was a potential and I purchased. The most vulnerable areas are those that are surrounding Canton City. I'm going to give you the easiest example. We all know where Kings Creek is, most likely on 55th, right across from Gervasi or diagonal from Gervasi, right? Well, the south side of 55th Street is all Canton City. Gervasi is located within Canton City. They get Canton City water. Kings Creek, all those apartments going towards North Canton, that is considered Plain Township. They have Canton City water. So any of those homes on the front part of 55th Street that want to transfer, any that have a for sale sign in their yard or will have one, that is one step closer that Canton City has moving outside of their current jurisdiction, closer to North Canton's jurisdiction and in further to Plain Township. So it would be immediate. So the reason that the disclosure is so important is because if you as the agent don't understand where the city municipality ends and a Plain Township or Jackson Township or something starts, and I'm a buyer and I go purchase this beautiful home in Kings Creek on 55th Street, and now I have to sign when I turn on my water a document saying that I'm annexing into the city and paying 2.5% income tax, I'm probably going to be a little bit annoyed and sue my agent, because what if I didn't want to live in the city? What if I didn't want to pay 2.5% income tax? What if I just didn't want to live there at all because of this situation? So I would say the disclosure is there to protect you, but also to protect the consumer. I would use the disclosure if you are showing houses in any of those areas. Yep. Hopefully that answers that question. Yep. Okay. Purchase agreement. So FinCEN, yes. So the girls are going to talk about this, but I will say we're going to be updating our purchase agreement. This is the part that you're going to hate. Our purchase agreement is 6 pages already. It is filled to the brim with good information. I have to add something for FinCEN. That means we're going to 7 pages on our purchase agreement. I am going to try my absolute best to remove things that maybe don't need to be in there, to try and keep it as short as humanly possible. It is just not possible these days with all the things we have to have in a purchase agreement. This is important for you to know, because I'll let the title company speak more about the exact specifics of it. The reason we're putting in our purchase agreement is because your buyer needs to know if they are paying cash for a property, they are probably going to be reported to the Federal Crimes Bureau to make sure that they aren't laundering money. So that's very important, because I don't want you as the agent feeling like, oh geez, I didn't say something and now they're angry at me, or they're going to be angry at you because you're explaining in the purchase agreement. I would rather you get somebody upset with you while you're going over the offer than to get all the way to the closing table and say, I didn't know this. You didn't tell me that this was going to happen. Maybe I'm a drug lord and I don't want my money going to so
This is being recorded.
that's okay. I mean, we don't work with drug dealers, so.
But I just have this now, and your seller they'll get a link. They have to fill out information for it also.
Okay.
Cause I have the sellers and I have a buyer paying cash, or not my buyer, but I have the seller. They have to fill out consent.
Yeah, so this will affect any cash buyer for the most part. Okay, so I'll let them go over that, but I just want to let you know that will be coming out, hopefully. I'm gonna say by the end of April 15th, somewhere in there, tax day, will make it good for you, pay your taxes and get a new purchase agreement. But, all right.
Thanks a lot, Rich.
Is this cash buyers for commercial properties too?
No.
I think it's just residential cash buyers, but they'll be able to tell you. Yeah.
Just get up there.
Okay, I'd like to invite up our friends from Cross Country Mortgage. Come on up, guys.
Be seated.
We'll let them introduce themselves. Good morning. We have 2/3 of our team here today. So Brent and Rich, thanks for having us and allow us to put a name with the face. We've already talked to a lot of you guys, met with some of you. So we'll continue to reach out, but we wanted to just let you know who we are here. I'm Nick Brady, Cross Country. I've been with Cross Country for about 7 years now. Jason has been in the business for a long time. 25 years. Yeah, so he's been around a little bit. And then Steve here, what you?
Yeah, so Steve Garrett. So for Team Marsh, we're just excited to be here. And so you'll see Nick and I like roaming the halls like throughout the week and stuff like that. And then obviously you have Team Armbruster as well from Cross Country. So we're both from Shackelford branch. And so we just want to, help you guys close a lot of loans. And so we're excited to be here. So we'll reach out to a bunch of you. We just want to like introduce ourselves, grab coffee or whatnot, and go from there. So thank you guys.
Got it.
Thank you.
So we have our other top tier team, introduce themselves. We're just glad to have them. So we're kind of rolling in. This is great. So we're happy to have them. They're true professionals and we work all well. Welcome, guys. Good.
Glad to be here.
So wonderful. Yeah, you want to get
Just a couple things for everybody. So Cliff and I are hosting an event on the 19th. I'm gonna kind of dive into some self-employment. We've been seeing some clients where we've been having some difficulties with the underwriting. As a lot of you guys know, your self-employed clients, your Fannie Freddie guidelines are very, very strict. So we have some products that are going to offset that and mitigate that for you. So that's going to be, please sign up. It's on the calendar. And then we are hosting Education Day the following Thursday, which is the 25th. So please come and join us for that. We are hosting and sponsoring that as Cross Country. And I just want to make sure that you guys see that on your calendars.
Yeah, perfect. And just to kind of reiterate to guys with our class next week, I mean, our classes, guys, we really take the time to kind of make sure that we're getting all the proper information for you to understand what's going on with, especially with self-employed borrowers. Everything is changing. You see all the changes that happen with, you know, standard conventional or FHA or just standard financing buyers. It's the same thing with you know, self-employed, you know, clients. So we just want to make sure that we're offering them the best services, the best different options that they can get qualified for. I mean, it's amazing. Our staff and our non-QM team, it's bar none probably the best in the industry that I have heard nothing but just incredible things. And they keep innovating. They keep giving us different things to help you guys and your clients. So we really want to kind of put the focus on that for next week. And so, yeah, it'll be a treat. We're looking forward to giving you guys some more good information. So if you can make it come, it's good. It's going to be good. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Nicole. We're gonna talk about our K-Score program. Nicole, come on down.
Gina.
These are support.
Okay. So most of you hopefully have heard of our K-Score program. It is a scholarship program to cover the courses for anybody who's interested. The courses are online through Kaplan at obviously no cost to the students. It's all online, work at your own pace. It does have like a complementary program called KW Prep. It's just modules that go along with it. That's KW Prep's like the more real world experience. Kaplan's the fun courses that you all took. It's great for building your teams and building your downline to gain profit share. As of right now, we have had 12 people who have onboarded. I have 15 people who are currently waiting to test, and there are 119 students. So people are using it and they're utilizing it. We've had a few teams that have brought clients or new agents on, some solo. So it's a very beneficial program. They'll get started in the courses. I will follow up with them throughout the process, and we highly encourage, you know, rainmakers or teams, if they refer somebody, to reach out as well, just to kind of keep them interested and, you know, build up that momentum. Yeah, I mean, if you have anybody you can think of, just send them my way. And I am working on an competition, K-Score competition for everybody. I will have more information about that sent out by the end of this week.
Yes, I have a question. Is there any cost?
No. There's no
I
cost.
can get classes at no cost.
Classes at no cost. And after that, when it comes to like the testing, the licensing, all of that, that does come at their responsibility, but the courses themselves are covered by the scholarship. So it kind of removes the financial burden of people who are interested in joining.
You might not know this, but is any other like brokerage out there doing
All
something
Keller
like-
Williams.
No, other than Keller Williams.
Oh, I don't think, I don't know.
Just out of curiosity.
There's one that I'm pretty sure has a similar program, but not exact, and I won't name any names because I don't like them. Okay.
So when somebody does it and they go through this, do you guys have them sign some kind of contract that they have to stay with Keller
We would
Williams
love
for
to.
a certain amount of time?
We would love to be, that's why Gina's here, she'll tell you about that part, but no, unfortunately, there's no contract. We did have one person go through all of the courses and then go to, was it Caldwell? And then leave, but unfortunately, yeah, there's no.
All the companies that go.
What a choice.
I didn't know any better.
Yeah, we're kind of going on the honor system with it, like if we're gonna pay for it, like, so Why not?
Yeah.
So there's no contract.
Yeah, KW corporate doesn't want us saying you have to come or making them sign anything. Doesn't mean that there's not other brokerages out there that are doing that. I talked to a lot of PCs and other KWs, and some of them have figured out a way to make it happen, but in any case. So we do a career expo. I host one actually tomorrow at noon, so I do them twice a month. Once at lunchtime, and then in 2 weeks, then I do an evening one at 5:30. So one of the requirements, because we really want to put eyes on everybody, because anyone could just respond to an Indeed lead, say, hey, yes, I want this scholarship for free real estate school, and then they come to their application, we never meet them, and we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. So we definitely require that they attend one of the two career expos. They are on Zoom only. However, at the end of this month, I am doing it in person as well as on Zoom in Worcester. That's the 5:30 one. What we're talking about at the Career Expo, it's our opportunity to really get them to understand the value in KW. So that way they don't just know and use us for the classes, that they'll have some idea about our, commission split and capping and profit share and training and all the great things. So if you have anybody who's interested, we still are inviting people that aren't K-Score to that Career Expo. So tomorrow at noon, and you'll always see it on the calendar, and then in 2 weeks at 5:30. So we're trying to accommodate people on their lunch hour, and then of course in the evening. Yes. Yeah. Any questions about that? All right.
All right, thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna jump into the best of Atlanta, recapping family reunion. So I know there's a few of us in the room here today that went to family reunion, and all day Sunday was what they dubbed social media con. So on your seats when you came in, you had a flyer that was kind of the snapshot of ahas that came out of the keynote speakers on that day, and that's what we're going to kind of focus on. Is some of the good takeaways that came out. There's 4 total speakers during that event, and we're going to focus on what they had to say. So getting started here. So social media, it's a familiarity machine. So it's real big that we understand that the more exposure that you're putting out there, you're putting your face out there, you're putting your name out there, that's building your recognition among the community, which is making them familiar with you. People like to work with people that they know, like, and trust, right? So you want to reach as many people as you can. Social media is a great way to do that. And not everybody on there with the algorithms, the way they work nowadays, it doesn't have to be your friends list that is seeing this. So you're reaching out, you're getting a lot of exposure, recognition, building that familiarity to people that you don't know, that aren't part of your friends list. And that familiarity eventually, hopefully, what we're all going for is turning into business. So prospects familiar with an agent before reaching out are 3 times more likely to contact them. So they're already gonna be seeing you, feeling like they know you. And the one gentleman, Gary V, mentioned like 7+ exposures before they start getting that feeling of knowing who you are and building that recognition, that familiarity with you. This one here, I kind of like the way they put this. You're no longer in social media, you're in interest media. So platforms serve content based on interests, not relationships. You can put a video out about avocado, and if you got people that love avocados, it'll find their way to their algorithm. They'll get to know you. They'll, based on that, combined interest there. And that's how you're going to start forming your relationships, which lead to that familiarity, which lead to that business opportunity in the future. So whatever your interests are, be real, be human. That's what people like to see nowadays. So if you're showing up in this space, it's a massive opportunity for you to win some business that you might not have otherwise been able to win. Does that make sense to everybody? I'll go a few slides. I got a lot to get through, so I'll go a few slides, and then if anybody has any questions, I'll take them then. Again, just familiarity beats credentials. Once you're putting the content out there and they're seeing your face, they're hearing your voice, they feel like they're building a relationship with you. So when you do connect with them, a lot of times you'll hear them say, like, I feel like I already know you. You probably experienced that in some form or fashion. already. And that familiarity, that feeling of knowing you and seeing you and recognizing you as a human, oftentimes beats how many years you've been licensed, how many awards you've won, what your closings and your sales volume looks like. Because those are just numbers. People don't want to be a number. People want to be humanized. So, you know, building that, having them feel like they already know you, they're going to hire the agent that they feel the safest, best connected with. And attention, this one kind of was an aha for me too. Attention is the new currency. If people aren't seeing you and you're not getting their attention, you're invisible to them. They don't know who you are. They don't start building that familiarity with you. They don't have a trust level with you, and you can have all the skills in the world, but they're never going to get a chance to see that because they're going to be seeing somebody over here that they are seeing their face out there in the social spaces and are building that familiarity with. So grabbing people's attention and keeping people's attention is the fastest way to build that familiarity, build your potential future business. And there's a statistic out there that when you're putting out videos and things of that nature, you have 1.7 seconds to grab someone's attention and keep it. So if you're not coming out the gate firing, they're flipping the screen, scrolling to the next person. So keep that in mind. Don't lag when you're recording. Don't do like me and go, is this thing on? It's on. Just go. Social media is the top of the relationship funnel. It gives you high scale and low depth. What that means is it's a wide mouth for you to just dump people in. And that's the goal with it. You want to pour as many people into the top of your funnel as you possibly can. But then the relationships come as they get to know you, get to feel like they know you, see your face, connect with your content that you're putting out. And then you start getting comments and you're replying back to them, you're DMing them, you're having conversations, and that all ends up leading to the business. So you start with your content, you move to your interaction. That's where you build trust. We talked about that earlier. And that's what's going to lead to business. Anybody have any questions or thoughts on the first few slides? Yeah.
I have a great opportunity for everybody in this office, I'm having a broker open next week. If anybody wants to shoot, I'm allowing agents to shoot their own video at this house. It's 1.79 million. We just reduced it. It's a cool place. It's on 26 acres and it's got a bunch of outbuildings with pond. There's so many things two houses, you can shoot, come up with some crazy videos and share it yourself. But there's a broker open on St. Patrick's Day, 11:30 to 2, and bring yourself to stick or whatever. Feel free to share it and market it and take your videos and.
Sounds good.
A new agent almost sell it last week from sharing my post.
Nice.
Somebody, yeah.
Nice.
But one aha I feel like I've had recently, I would hear agents talk about, oh, I've gotten X millions of business via Instagram or this or that. I'm like, how are you doing this? A couple of things. One, I don't know if you probably all have a business profile on Instagram, but paying attention to the views on what you're sharing, who are your followers and who aren't your followers. And if you have like over 50% that's not your followers, like what an opportunity. And two, my big aha that I want to share with people, my email. So I've always wondered, like, what do they just DM or whatever? And maybe they do, but also on business profiles, your email, you have to put your email in there. And mine was like an super old teen email. So if you have a business profile, make sure your like updated credentials are on it, not just when you started your Instagram.
Good stuff. Anybody that's interested in taking Holly up on her offer, catch up with her. All right. So again, just to reiterate, the human connection beats the algorithm. The algorithm is going to get you in front of the people, but your ability to humanize yourself is what's going to build that connection, because people hire and do business with people based on emotion, not data. And your personality is an asset, not a liability. Like your hobbies, your families, your interests, these are all things that humanize you and increase memorability. Now, caution on that. what you put out there humanizes you and increases memorability, and that can go south too. So think about how you want to use your social spaces and what the outcome is, and make sure that you have that lane clearly defined and you're posting content and things that line up with that and might not derail. As Michael Jordan once said, both Republicans and Democrats buy shoes. Keep that in mind. They also buy houses. Documenting beats pretending. I love this. For newer agents out there, show your journey. Don't fake the expertise. Just be real. Just show, like, man, you know, there's a lot. How many of you in here are real estate moms? Raise your hands. Yeah, there's a lot of moms that are doing the work, man. They're juggling the kids, they're juggling schoolwork, they're juggling real estate. Share that. That makes you real. Those things, you know, they attract people that are like-minded and are having those same struggles or going through those same things on a daily basis. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Just own who you are and find the people that connect to that. Name your you. Speak directly to your specific audience. Trying to be all to everyone doesn't get you far. It can carry you for a little while, and then you're going to get burned out. So who is your audience? Are you speaking to new homeowners? Are you speaking to your existing database? Are you looking for referral partners? Are you talking to team members? Like, identify who that audience is and target them. Don't try to be all to everyone. And I love this one too. My coach just challenged me to start doing more videos and getting my face out there. And listen, guys, I'm built for radio. So I've done it. He told me today to hold my phone up higher because nobody wants to see up my nose, which I agree with that. But the real beats the polish. Everybody's using filters. How many times have you gone out in public and seen someone and then saw them on Instagram or Facebook and went, "That ain't you. I just saw you." Like, nobody wants to see that. Be real, be you, be authentic. That content is going to resonate better than the polished, glammed up versions. And if you're waiting because you want perfect, you're never going to get started. So just get started and perfect as you go. And the consistency. So I know there's probably at least one person in this room going, yeah, one more thing I got to try to squeeze in my day, right? So consistency comes from batching. Film a bunch of little short videos all at once and then release them slowly. I mean, their recommendation was 30 to 50 short form videos. I kind of want to throw up when I think about that many. But it allows you to just get them out of the way and then set them up on a calendar to go out. You can automate these things. You don't have to do one every day or, I got to carve out time to go shoot a video today. You can short batch them and get them all ready to go. Daily posting is not is the standard, not the goal. It's not a 30-day challenge. It's an operating system. It's no different than following up on your databases, doing your monthly email newsletters. It's a system, and the faster that we can incorporate it and run it like it's a system, the better off you're going to be. There's a lot of people that were in the room that day that were thinking they were doing good at 1 or 2 a week or 3 or 4 a week. And Megan, Jess, do you remember how many Gary says he does in a day?
400.
Yeah, it was like 3. I think that day we talked to him, he had already done 343.
Yeah, on like 7 different platforms.
Yep, on 7 different platforms. Now he's got a team that's helping him with the content. But the point is it's not a one and done. Like anything you do, this is marketing yourself. So consistency is the key. So it's not something that you do once or twice. You got to keep up with it.
But now I'm getting like DMs from Gary Vee on a daily basis. Like, did you look at this? Did you see this? I'm like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah. Same way. Like, I started following him and I'm getting stuff every day. So, and that's how the algorithms work. So if you can get yourself to that point to where you're of interest to people, you're going to start showing up in their feeds all the time. So engagement matters more than posting. It's the interaction that the posting causes is where the gold is. So make sure you're not just posting and ghosting. Reply to the comments, start DMs, just turn these posts into dialogue, and that's where that transformation to familiarity to business starts to happen. When you're actually having real conversations, it's your success is measured on the conversations, not the views or the followers you gain. Clarity beats creativity. So confusing marketing fails, simple marketing wins. People choose what they understand fastest and what is not what is objectively best. Complex messaging just goes in one ear and out the other. If someone can't explain what you do within 5 seconds, then you need to fix that. So just going back, because I'm old, 30 years, somebody once gave me the KISS acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. So that just, when you think about maybe just KIS, drop the stupid part, but I was young. What do you want? So, but yeah, the simpler you make it, the more likely it is to stick in their brain, resonate with them, and get you more views. Your business needs magic words. You should have a repeatable phrase that instantly explains what your value proposition is. So what is it that you do best? What is it that you're trying to attract? Who's your target audience, and how do you clearly explain that as quick as possible? Keep in mind, when you're posting something, you got 1.7 seconds to grab their attention. It's no different with your magic words. You have to have something that's quick, clear, and concise that explains your value, what you bring to the table. So, example, I help homeowners sell without the stress. Clean and simple.
Just not possible.
Might not be possible, but
I would never put that out there because I know there's a going of stress in there.
You have to say with minimum.
That's what I.
You can tweak it to fit your staff. If there's stress. Anybody have any questions or ahas that they have? Just go.
Share too, cross country actually for the Shackford division, we have our own social media department that does all of this. We're actually doing our first one in the office this Thursday here with a handful of the agents. So if anybody feels lost or they don't know where to even start, just reach out to us and we can schedule an appointment with Courtney DeMarco, who runs this for our team. They already have all the equipment, they have cameras, they have video, they have everything that can try to help push your business. And it's a free service that we offer to our legacy agents. So if anybody wants to do that, just reach out to any one of us and we can help with that schedule.
Cool. Very good. Very good. Thanks, Jessica. All right. This one kind of resonated with me too. The customer is the hero, not you. You need to think of yourself as the guide. I love the Yoda guiding Luke reference because I'm a Star Wars nerd. So when you're talking to people, the top agent kind of thing, whatever, don't paint yourself as the hero of their story. It's their story. They're the hero. You're helping them, you're guiding them through, helping them to avoid the pitfalls and roadblocks that come along with it. So, not I sold this many houses or anything. I helped families with this. This is how I help them. And then own the specific problem. So you need to dominate one clear lane. So what do you do best for your clients? So think of the problem like a client falls in the hole. You're the solution. You're the rope to pull them out of there. So what is it that you do best? So a sample here, I help first-time buyers navigate Stark County market without overpaying. So just something quick and simple that explains what you do best and how you're going to guide and help them through the process. So paint, can't read my own word up here.
Paint the future.
Paint the future and warn of the risk. So great marketing shows two things: the success the client wants and the problem if they delay trying to get it right. So this ties in great with real estate because what do you hear a lot of? Well, I want to buy a new house, but I want to wait for the interest rates to come down, right? So paint the picture of them of what success looks like with, when they conquer, their goal versus like, hey, if we're delaying it, what's the warning? What's the negatives from it? So, paint that picture, let them know the pros and the cons and get them moving, forward one way or the other. And maybe Ford is looking like, hey, we're gonna put this and we're gonna pin this in the parking lot for now. That's a win too, because now you can move on to the next person that is ready, willing, and able to do business with you. Reduce the process to the 3 simple steps. People fear, I'll change consumers to just people fear complexity. Like, we don't want to do more than we have to, right? We don't really want all the roadblocks and the loops to go through and things of that nature. So break it down. 3, get your process clearly defined. I would recommend 3 simple steps. Everybody else recommended it too. And then show them how working with you is gonna make the whole process feel as simple, safe, and secure as it possibly can. And let them know, to Scott's point, there's gonna be roadblocks and there's gonna be stress, but when we hit it, this is how we're gonna handle it. And I'm gonna be there to guide you through it and get you to the finish line in your story. I also like these next two slides. Become 5 mile famous. The goal is not internet fame, right? The goal is local dominance. So you want to be the first person they think of in your area. If you read the MREA, Gary states that there's room in people's heads to remember 2 of whatever. So whether it's your favorite brand of jeans or favorite make and model of car, most people can quickly name 2 and then they kind of stumble. You want to be first or second when it comes to real estate agents in your market. You want people to remember you. Not so much, unless unless you're going for an influencer role, then maybe you do want to be internet famous. But if you want to be a really great real estate agent, you need to locally dominate the market. And then this is just kind of a tag along with that. I like the quote, being the mayor of your city. So it's more about just showcasing your inventory, showcase your community, where you're doing business, where you're living, where you're thriving at. Showcase all it has to offer. Partner with other local businesses so you can have a combined marketing effort that is win-win for everybody. So getting back to the social spaces that everybody should kind of be on, if you want to all encompass everything, we're looking at Facebook, Instagram, X or Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat Spotlight, YouTube Shorts, and Substack. That's a lot. You don't want to be in all those spaces. I would recommend just pick one and dial it in and own it. If you're like me, when you first heard Snapchat Spotlight and YouTube Shorts, you're like, huh? Think Vine, for those of you that remember Vine. So YouTube and Shorts and Snapchat Spotlight are both 60-second or less videos. They're filmed vertical, so they're made to scroll on the phone. And the more people you get to view the entire reel or like it or share it, then their algorithms push that to more people. So if you can record a 20-second video that captivates people to watch the whole 20 seconds, they're going to automatically start sharing it with even more people. So that's how their algorithms work. These are just a couple blanket statements. Your knowledge is not necessarily your differentiator now. That your knowledge isn't what's getting you in the door. Anybody in today's AI world can, get on and do contracts and policies and market stats. So that kind of stuff's being commoditized. We need relevance now comes from trust, visibility, and familiarity. That'll get you in the door and let your knowledge take over. And then if AI can't find you, clients won't either. So future consumers, we're trending this way quickly, are just going to ask, their Chat or their Gemini, like, hey, give me the top 2 or 3 real estate agents in Canton, Ohio. If your name and face doesn't come up with that, you're going to miss out. And the only way your name and face is coming up when they ask that is based on the number of content you're putting out with the views, the interactions, the reactions, and everything that you're getting from that content. So, and this is coming pretty quick. People are already doing it, so. And that's all I have before we have our friends at American Title come up. Does anybody have any questions? Sorry, I kind of blew through that, but we had a lot of water talk today.
Speaking of water, the water turned off for the next like 5-ish minutes.
What'd you do here?
Rich, did you sign that disclosure?
I caused more problems than I knew.
All right. Well, welcome Sam and Jill.
I'm not Andrea. I know plenty of you in here. If you don't know me, I am Jill Jackson. I have been in the business about 8 years and just recently stepped into Director of Brand Engagement with American Title. And I've used American Title since I first started selling. It's a company I love and respect. And I am bridging, you between our company and how we can best serve you and your business.
Yeah, so she's here to grow our brand and your brand most importantly. And we're super excited to have her. We call her the vibe around the office. Yeah, it's been a good time already, so we're excited to have her. Next slide, please.
For this fun Vincent.
Oh no, not
CE.
yet. Not yet. Okay, we have CE coming on this Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day. Sorry, Holly. Lunch will be at 11:30. Class will be from 12 to 3. We have quite a few signed up, but if you'd like to sign up, you can scan that. It's also in the Legacy group. Facebook group. Awesome.
It's also on Fridays newsletter.
Okay, perfect. I also just wanted to shout out the dates of the next one in case you wanted to write them down. Law is coming on August 18th, same time. And ethics is November 17th. So you'll get more on that. I just wanted to kind of let you know that that's coming. So hope you can join us. All right, Vincent, I'll pass out if you want to start.
Sure, absolutely. So Rich has already touched base on this a little bit. FinCEN is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. So what this is, it is a federal agency. It is not just for real estate. Again, federal agency monitoring all money laundering, etc. Something important to know is FinCEN is not in the business of policing agents. This is more just policing the industry and like Rich said, making sure we're not helping all the drug lords buy things.
Thanks a lot, Marty Bird.
Yeah, all the Ozark fans. So the rule applies when residential real estate is bought by a legal entity or trust in an all cash purchase or without a loan from a regulated financial institution. So as you will see here on your sheet, we're in a time where there is a lot of private money lending, hard money lending, etc. All of those people are going to be affected by this. And I also say affected loosely. I want you guys to know this is, again, not something that is FinCEN's not trying to police agents. It is just an extra form. We just learned from Ben, there are some title companies that are outsourcing this and it's an additional $150 charge to the client. We're handling it for you. So the reason we're talking about it, we want you guys to be aware, have the knowledge if one of your investors or cash buyers is like, hey, what is this? I haven't seen it before. You have a little background to it.
Yeah, I think on the back side, it talks about some of the questions that we're going to need to be able to fill out this report properly, and we will not close unless we have this information. So tax ID, social securities, no PO boxes. So just know, like, if someone would call you and say, why is this title company asking all these questions? It's not like, I don't know what they're doing. It's nope, as of March 1st, this is required, right? And this is, again, I think you said this, but this is not an ATS thing. This is all title companies do this.
Yes.
You expect this to add any time to tax closings?
Well, not if people get their information in.
Yeah, we just need the information. Yeah. And because we're required to report it at a certain amount of time, that's why we're not going to allow closings to happen, because it's much easier to get it prior to close
Then after?
than after closing, as you guys all know, getting stuff signed, so. But this flyer pretty much back and front should answer all of your questions. Anything else you guys have? Call Charles. No, I'm just kidding. Any questions?
I do have a question since Diana brought up what the seller, oh, wait.
Yeah, and I actually took a picture of this and sent it to Charles. It looks opposite to me.
Yeah.
And he confirmed that is correct. I would think it would be opposite if you're reading it. If the seller is a business entity, they do not have to provide it. But if it's an individual or trust, we do have to provide it. So I actually confirmed it with him. I'm like, this seems opposite. And he's like, it does seem opposite, but that is correct. So.
Same with
The more you know.
commercial. I've been surprised that I would feel like there's more money laundering in commercial deals, and we're not doing this for commercial. It is only residential, so 4 units and below.
Yeah. Good? Yay!
All right, Ashley.
Keep rolling all of them.
Yeah, I'll go quick. Oh, great. So Bold is coming back. April 30th is first step. Shervenic is spearheading Bold this year, so be on the lookout, probably some emails from me in regards from Shervenic. The Bold coach is Kristen Romadetti. Yes.
Who is the top producing Bold instructor in 25, top average per agent production for the Bold grads.
Yeah, she had 1,000 plus agents go through Bold last year.
It will be back at St. George's, just like where it was last year. Education Day is in 2 weeks from today. The QR code does work. It will be in everybody's email by the end of the day. And that is going over KPAs. And then the Culture Committee doing their yearly Easter egg hunt on March 28th. If you have any questions in regard to that, please reach out to Sam or Mercedes in regards to Diana. In regards to the Easter egg hunt. And that's all.
Cool. Hey guys, before you run out, I just wanted to mention every year at family reunions, Gary gives a vision speech for the upcoming year. You can find that entire slide deck in your command, go into Connect, go into the search and just type in vision speech. You can find the entire slide deck, or if you want to watch the entire presentation, it's also there too. Thanks everybody for coming. Have a great day. Lunch is outside.
I don't know. Sorry. Take the plastic.